And there's been much ado about the fact that Ireland's voting weight would be more or less halved to less than 1%, and that the votes of the big countries would be greatly increased, in some cases practically doubled. Now, one of the arguments in response to that is, well, there's always a seat at the table, would be 1 out of 27, etc., etc., etc. But now, apparently, when it comes to the Eurozone, these changes are a lot more significant, because under Lisbon, it would be much easier for Germany, France, the Commission to impose draconian enforcement regime on Ireland in the years ahead of us, because of our 12% of GDP deficit. Okay, because at the moment the maximum budget deficit permitted for the Eurozone is supposed to be 3% of GDP. Now, in the past, Germany has failed that, France has failed that, Italy has failed that. All big countries. We're a small country. Now, the new voting rules would apply to the Eurozone countries as well. Now, there are 16 Eurozone countries, and the delinquent state doesn't have a vote on whether or not sanctions are imposed. Therefore, under Lisbon, 8 of the 15 states could impose sanctions on Ireland, even if the other 7 disagreed, as long as that 8 comprised 65% of the Eurozone population. Okay? Now, France and Germany are a huge portion of that. So, as long as the 8 included France and Germany, then fines could be imposed. And there's no limit to the fines. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay. Now, I'm just going to read out something from the National Platform's 13 Key Facts document. Okay. The new Lisbon-based voting system would also make it much easier for Germany, France, and the Brussels Commission to impose sanctions on Ireland, up to and including limitless fines, under the rules of the Eurozone, if we fail to get our 12% budget deficit down to the 3% target for the Eurozone, according to whatever time limit they decide. Okay? So that's very, very important. So, at the moment, 2/3 of the weighted votes of Eurozone countries is needed to impose enforcement procedure and sanctions. Okay? And under Lisbon it would be 8 countries. Okay? And yeah, Germany and France have nearly half the population of the Eurozone. So that's something that we need to think about, because we need to defend ourselves, and it doesn't make sense to make it easier for other countries to fine us, or come down heavy on us. And eventually there would be some pressure to make that 3% rule mean something, and it could be our turn. So why make it easier on France and Germany to impose fines on us? Just something to think about.